Hi, I'm Mikey and you're watching City Lights on Novus TV. Today we're at the head office of Blind Beginnings to find out more about the organisation and how they're helping those living with blindness. Let's go meet their fearless leader, Sean.
I was determined to prove to the world that blindness wasn't going to hold me back. I got into competitive sport, I went to the Paralympics, I got a master's, I started this nonprofit.
Tell us about Blind Beginnings.
Blind Beginnings is a nonprofit organization that provides service to children and youth who are blind or partially sighted and their families. We have a no limits philosophy, which means everything that we do is trying to show kids that there's really no limit to what their future can bring them. We have a children's program, a youth program, a parent program, and a family program. So basically there's something for every member of the family, from counseling, support groups, clubs for young kids, a youth leadership program. I'd say our youth leadership program is probably our most successful. So once a year we bring youth from all across BC to a training weekend where they stay in a hotel, we use public transit to get from point A to point B, and they receive leadership training in public speaking, mentoring, self-advocacy, team building. After the training weekend, there's a follow-up component where they have to do so many presentations in their communities and so many volunteer hours, and they do that through a variety of different programs or projects. So they sell Braille cards, they plan a talent show fundraiser. Last year we did a flash mob, which was pretty awesome. It's all to gain work experience and to have things to put on their resume, so hopefully they'll have an easier time of getting a job when they're ready to do that. Blindness amongst children and youth is pretty low incidence, but because not a lot of kids are blind, there's not enough support in my mind for kids who are blind. And when I was a kid, my family really didn't have enough support, and it made my adjustment to my visual impairment a lot harder. So partly it was based on needs that I saw at the time, and a lot of it was just based on what I wish I had had when I was growing up and what I wish my parents and my sister had had. I was diagnosed when I was 5, but I didn't know until I was 12, and my parents decided not to tell me because they were afraid that if I knew that I was going blind, that I would give up on life, and I just wouldn't want to pursue anything really. So when I did find out, it was kind of, the beginning of adolescence, and I was really embarrassed. I thought there must be something really wrong with me if they haven't told me. And so I really hid my visual impairment from everyone for as long as I possibly could. So it just made my adjustment really hard, and I probably was in my late 20s or early 30s before I finally came to a point where I no longer felt embarrassed or ashamed of my vision loss and felt that, there's nothing wrong with me. If anything, maybe I'm better because I can do everything that a sighted person can, and I'm doing it without vision.
Blind Beginnings is a wonderful organisation aimed at creating an environment of acceptance and celebration of youth dealing with blindness. They have their 6th annual charity gala dinner and auction coming up in April. You can check out their website for all the details. I'm Mikey, and you're watching City Lights on Novus TV.